What's going on, everybody? BBQ Juice here, and I just watched episode 4 of Inspector, and let's talk about it. First of all, off the bat, Kodako is a troll, and she is so petty. From the beginning of the episode, Saki brings her to her house, and when she walks in, the first thing she does is she looks around, and she's got a pretty bare bones set up at her house. She's just got like, table, little couch. There's not really much, and Kodako is just talking smack, cracking on her. She was like, wow, this really lacks personality. And then it was funny when Saki asked her if it was a lie that she said that Kodako said that she's Kuro's girlfriend. She said, oh, you're not Kuro's type. And then Kodako says, well, since he was dumped so cruelly by somebody who was his type, maybe he's going for his exact opposite. Then Saki was thinking to herself that Kuro probably just can't get rid of her because he was desperate at the time when his cousin was sick in the hospital. She thought to herself, Kodako probably just is persistent, basically, and Kuro can't get rid of him, can't get rid of her. Kodako tries to go and show off some pictures that she's taken with him. And he just looks so down and depressed in all the pictures. And Saki was like, yeah, he doesn't look happy. You can't fool me, because I dated him for over 5 years, so I know what it looks like. So Kodako just keeps taking stabs at Saki-san about the fact that she didn't marry Kuro and that she ran away just from a little kappa. So after that, Kodako kind of talked about how she doesn't blame Saki because Kuro's not a regular human, or can't be classified as a regular human. And then she explains to Saki that she's similar in the same sense, and goes on to explain to Saki how she's the goddess, like the goddess of wisdom to the Yokai. So then Saki asked why Kuro wasn't with Kodako while she's trying to fight Steel Lady Nanase, and Kodako goes on to make up a whole bunch of lies. First she was like, oh no, I thought it'd be done in a day, so then I'd be back home, and it took longer than expected. Then when Saki asked her something else about it, she said, oh no, Kuro contracted a highly infectious disease, and she looks away, and she's just this dead giveaway that she's lying hard. And Saki-san's like, why'd you look away when you said that? She's like, oh, can I have another cup of coffee? Because they were drinking coffee, and it was pretty funny. So I thought it was hilarious when Kodako said, oh, he just sent me a message and said he disappeared like a week ago, and he texted me and said, don't look for me. And then Saki was like, oh, he never did that to me. He was always right by my side. He was always responding to my messages or my phone calls. So he must he must really not like you. So they're just going back and forth, triggering each other, getting pissed off. And then Kodako says that Kuro can't really die. He says something along the lines of Kuro can't really die, and anybody that tries to kill him is probably going to be disappointed, because unless something really crazy happens, he's just going to come back to life. So that's kind of interesting. Like I said, she knows about the mermaid. Maybe she knows about the other yokai now, and they talked about it and we didn't see it. But that was pretty interesting. That she said he would just come back to life. So then Kodako is getting herself together. She goes to leave, and when she's outside, she's like, oh, I'll send you a wedding invitation when me and Kuro get married if you want. And Saki gets mad and is like, oh, it won't be necessary, slams the door. Like, the show has actually got decent levels of humor, and you can obviously see that Kodako is a troll, like a massive troll, and boy is she petty. Then when Kodako goes to leave, she comes and climbs on this gigantic ass skeleton summon mount. Some big yokai, like bigger than the snake, big ass skeleton. And they walk off. Saki starts looking into Karen Nanase's past while she was still alive before she died. They show Karen Nanase when she's 17, when she first met her her manager, and then they show her land her first gig, and it is some weird TV show at night where she's like a magic girl, and they give her a whole like magic girl opening with music and all, and show her transform into her magic girl outfit with a goddamn flamethrower on her back. So her magic girl weapon is like a massive flamethrower and a tank on her back. So I thought that was pretty funny. Then they kind of get into the rumors as she's getting bigger about her father. Her father had died, and there was rumors that it was her that killed her father, because her father was like talking shit and quit his job because I guess, you know, she was making money and he just figured he didn't have to work. So they talk about rumors that a possibility that Karen had killed her father, even though it looked like an accident when he died. It looked like he fell downstairs. So because of that situation with her father's death, she kind of went on hiatus and went on the run. So found it kind of strange that she was hiding and dodging so much, like dodging this situation. But she was bouncing from like town to town, just in different hotels everywhere. This is when she landed in Makurazaka City, where she died. She died a few days later, at the construction site for a new apartment complex or something that they were building. I found it kind of strange that Kodako said she didn't sense any evil thoughts or grudge from Steel Lady Nanase when she saw her. She said it was almost like she was like an empty puppet. So I thought that was kind of weird. Kodako realizes when she was doing her research that a lot of the things she came across, like the website that they had built for Steel Lady Nanase and stuff, none of it was really credible or reliable information. So she wanted to look through credible and reliable information so that she can figure out what it is from her past, basically, that's made her this strong, figure out how she can beat her, how she can defeat Steel Lady Nanase. So she realizes she has to ask Saki for help again, even though she just came from being at her house. Then we pan over to Saki. Saki's reading over Karen Nanase's report based off her death, and is reading about the old man who found her body, and how she was crushed by like a 3 to 5 meter steel beam, and steel beam that a few steel beams fell on her, but one of the steel beams in particular that fell on her crushed her whole head and her face, so she had no face, and it crushed her entire head to her teeth, so they couldn't identify her by her face or her teeth. So they went through her purse, found her ID, and then went back to the hotel, and the fingerprints matched ID. The fingerprints matched her body and the ID and everything, so they figured out it was Karen Nanase. After they confirmed her identity and after the detailed investigation, they basically ruled that it was an accident. But I found it weird that Saki was saying, interesting that Saki was saying that the statement from Karen Nanase's older sister was bugging her. But right before she says what the statement was, we hear knocking on her window. Saki looks a little bit scared, and then knocks again. Of course, when she looks out the window, it's a yokai. The yokai just comes through the window. When the yokai comes through the window, he's like yelling. He talks loud as hell. He's a little yokai, little miniature, like he's so small, but he talks so loud and he's yelling. Saki was like, where's this yokai? Where's it coming from? So he explains that he's a tree spirit, and that basically Kodako sent her. And when Saki thinks about Kodako in her head, it was funny, the picture that they showed. The yokai basically tells Saki that Kodako needs Saki's help. She'd like, some reliable information, and needs her assistance in the case. And basically says that if she doesn't cooperate or give her assistance, every night after that night, a different tree spirit yokai, one of this dude's brothers or cousins, is gonna come and ask for help every single night until she basically gives her assistance. So she basically agrees. Well, we figure she agrees because she asks where the meeting spot is, that Kodako said to meet her at. Then we pan over Kodako at the meeting spot, and she's eating some food and stuff. It's a little restaurant, and this really weird looking little yokai boy, I guess that, you know, he died at a young age, comes from under the table and tells Kuroko that they spotted still Lady Nanase. And I was like, wow, that's kind of quick, because she was, you know, looking for her right now. I mean, it was kind of abrupt because she didn't get the information yet about her, but she's like, okay, cool, where? And then of course she has to troll. This is Kuroko we're talking about at this point. She just always has to troll, and she tells the little yokai boy, hey, you know, when Saki comes, when you see her, you know, she'd really like it if you grab her butt or a boob or two. And the little boy's like, okay, cool, yeah. No, and Kuroko knows damn well Saki is afraid of yokai, and is probably really gonna be scared of this kid, because when she sees him, the kid's just got blood pouring all down his face and over his head. So Saki's gonna shit her pants when she sees the kid. But this is Kuroko we're talking about. So Kuroko gets on her little bike, rides off, and she's looking around for Lady Nanase. Boom, she finds her. It looks like it's like under a bridge, and she's like engaged in battle. Kuroko's like, what the hell's going on? So you see somebody fighting with her, and you look up, and it's Kuro. And then that's the end of the episode. We see Kuro fighting with Steel Lady Nanase. I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. So basically all this time, this past week, that Kuro said he was, you know, busy, not to look for him, he was investigating Steel Lady Nanase himself, and probably trying to find her. I mean, that's what I'm assuming. When we see the preview of the next episode, Kuroko is saying, why is it that Steel Lady Nanase manifested as this monster, and why does she have such incredible powers? Like, why is she so strong? What is the reason behind it? Because she didn't sense a grudge, she didn't sense evil thoughts. So what is it that's made her manifest into such a strong, powerful monster? And it made me wonder. I was kind of curious myself. There's got to be somebody. I mean, this is my theories, my thoughts on it. Got to be obviously somebody behind the scenes that's pulling the strings with some of these yokai, these specters, these Ayashi, and it's got to be somebody that's either making them into yokai, or it's got to be somebody that's strengthening them as yokai, or something. Because if Kuroko is questioning it in that sense, and she's been this goddess of wisdom to the yokai for years now, she's pretty familiar with yokai and why they are, you know, why they're yokai, why they have the strength they have. She's pretty familiar with them at this point, because most of the yokai talk to her. So I find it strange that she questioned that. So gotta be a higher power lurking in the shadows somewhere that's applying these yokai with either strength or just making them in general. I don't know, going through people's deaths and just making the yokai themselves. I'm not sure. Kind of weird. It's kind of crazy. But the show is getting good. It's getting better. Like I said, it gives me those like Psycho-Pass type of vibes, a mixture between like Psycho-Pass and Parasite. Like, I like it. It's kind of got like the mystery element to it. I enjoyed the humor from Kuroko and her trolling nature. I think she's pretty funny. I think it shines a funny light in the darkness of the show, because the show's pretty dark besides that. Still waiting to hear more about Kuro on that other yokai, bro. Check in next week, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on the next episode. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Check out some of my other videos. That's all I got for today, guys. Catch you guys next time.